Happy Sunday, everybody. So it's me coming to you with, I think this is episode 2 of Couch Chronicles. And I just wanted to come to you today to remind you to practice positive perspectives. As I've been thinking about this pandemic that is currently in front of us, I keep being reminded about things that begin with P. So I guess the letter P is going to be the letter for these last two videos. The reason that practice positive perspectives came to mind is because I just realized that however we choose to view situations that we experience in life will determine like how we go through it. Right now, in the forefront of our minds is this big pandemic, but that will not be the final trial that we'll deal with, and it's not the first trial that we'll deal with. So today, I just wanted us to be encouraged about how we choose to view things. The common statement is, viewing the glass as half full or half empty. And honestly, depending on which day, you might catch, someone, you might see it both ways. But through life's trials, you have to remember that you can always find the positive in everything. And the situation personally that comes to mind is what I experienced the last 2 years. So about 2 years ago, I received a diagnosis of cancer. And when they were trying to figure it out, they went from giving me all types of tests because I had no previous health issues, which was the crazy part, which blessed, but it was the reality. I had no previous health issues. So I went from zero health issues to what in the world is going on. So I had test after test. I went through chemotherapy. I lost all my hair. I had to be away from my job for a while. I had to wipe out accounts. I had to just be away from my child for extended amounts of time, which had never happened before. Went through that entire process, thought, oh yes, thank you, it's done. Nope, that was not it. It went as far as me having to, as many of you know, like actually go through an amputation. So going through the amputation really opened my eyes, and I was pissed. I was even had a nerve to be upset with God for a minute. How about that? And in that moment, God reminded me, and he stays with me at all times. He was there the whole time, and he reminded me just to trust him. So in going through that, you feel like, like, God, you still here, you still checking for me. And he just reminded me that, I'm always there. And so in that practicing positive perspective, even in my situation personally, I realized that I could view my situation as something horrible, but guess what? It could have gone a different way. Instead of just losing my limb, I could have lost my life. Instead of just losing my limb, it could have been all over my body. Instead of just losing my limb, so many other negative things could have happened. And thankfully, I had mentors and friends, family, the Lord himself in my ear to remind me of that. But it was a daily challenge that I had to choose. How am I going to view this situation as I go through it? So many of my people who were, able to be like closer to me while I was going through that process and still go through it to this day. They always ask, like, how do you remain so positive? Like, what are you doing? And honestly, it was a daily challenge. I had my moments of being down. I had my moments of feeling defeated, but every day I had to choose to get back up. So right now you may be experiencing loss of a job, loss of a family member. You may just be experiencing loss of like feeling like you have control or some type of handle on what life is dishing us out right now. And through that all, guess what? You can still choose to be positive. But the point of it is you have to choose. Nobody could choose it for you. I can choose as much as I want to that, I'm going to pray for all my friends to be positive and pray for my family to be positive. But if you don't choose that you want to be positive and find the positivity through this trial that we're going through, it won't happen. Another thing that stands out that I want to just encourage you is that if God did it before, he'll do it again, because that's just who he is. He remains the same even when we switch up, and we do switch up, but you have to remember that God is always sovereign. He's always omnipresent. He already knew, things that we experience before they come, and you just have to hold on to that, okay? So 2 scriptures I'll leave you with. One is Philippians 4:8. And it says, think about things that are excellent, praiseworthy, and admirable. So think about positivity. If you think about negative, guess what? You'll keep feeling negative. But if you think about the positive, even if you had to search deep for it, you'll feel differently. Proverbs 17:22 says, a cheerful heart is good medicine. So we all know that we need good medicine right now. So if that means turn off the news, turn off social media, because it can keep you updated, sometimes not always in a way that you need to hear. Whatever you need to do to practice positive perspectives, please make it happen. Do it with your children. A lot of times we think about things we experience as adults, but we forget that our children may be going through some things as well. They're missing their friends. They're missing their teachers. They're missing going outside. So everybody has to practice positive perspective. So just make sure, whether it means you get up in the morning and say some positive affirmations, whether it means before you end your day, everybody in the family says something positive to each other. What are you thankful for today? Because tomorrow we don't have. Yesterday is already gone, but today is a present and it's the gift. All right, so just remember to practice positive perspectives. Thanks for listening. See you next time.